Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Let me tell you one thing. There are many people out there that are ignorant. They lack important understanding. And in most cases, they can't help themselves because, well, it's a world of deception. Nevertheless, there are people out there that just don't want to acknowledge they lack knowledge. Those type of people are dangerous. Let me tell you. Why? Because they are in denial. So they're not operating in reality. Even though they are in reality, there is no other way to be in reality. They don't operate in reality, if you get what I'm saying here. They are in reality, but they're not operating in it. They're operating in denial. And denial empowers evil spirits to attach themselves to you. I'm not talking about when something shocking happens and you need to process it, so you deny that it happened. Everyone has that from time to time when something shocking happens. I'm talking about you just bluntly refusing to acknowledge something because you don't want to take responsibility in that part. That's what I'm talking about. It's pathological denial. But okay, apart from that, I want to move on to the following. When it comes to violence and safety from violence, people go to many professionals. And those professionals, they may be experienced, they may mean you well. I'm not accusing them. Okay? But understand what I'm saying here. Anyone that does not teach you the paranormal root behind violence, without being aware of it, they're being used to deceive you. Okay, let me give an illustration. Your name is Mark. You are in a mall doing your thing. You want to be left alone. In the past, you used to have a lot of trouble. You got into fights a lot. And you were traumatized by the people you had smitten down and all of that. You don't want it anymore. And you now see that your brother-in-law, you meet him, he's also at the mall. You greet him, but then you see that he's staring at certain people. Well, those are just three guys, much younger than him. And you tell your brother-in-law, dude, stop staring at them. Then you look back and you see that your brother-in-law is still staring at them. And you say, dude, stop staring at them. And you now see that those other three men, young men, are also staring back at your brother-in-law. And you think, oh dear, this is going to escalate. So you draw your brother-in-law away from there, and the situation de-escalated. Now what's going on here? There was a situation that was about to escalate indeed. And if it would have escalated, your brother-in-law probably would have died because of the violence. And you don't want to explain to your wife that you allowed her younger brother to be killed. But you didn't want to get involved in trouble either. But here's what's really going on that people don't see. That brother-in-law has a spirit of fear with him. He's an unbeliever. Okay? And this spirit of fear draws attention to this brother-in-law. Those three young men had spirits of violence around them. And these spirits of violence wanted to have contention. And because this brother-in-law was not delivered from the spirit of fear, the spirit of violence could easily have its way. Because remember, you have the spirit of fear, then the spirit of violence. All other demonic powers need to follow after the spirit of violence. If the spirit of violence has no access, well, the paranormal is kind of lost there. They can't do almost nothing anymore. And what's really going on is the following. That brother-in-law had accusations that he carried with him that were put on him by his parents. And those accusations, those spells, were not working out, that brother-in-law often attracted people that were upset with him. So it was something paranormal going on. And you, Mark, you didn't see all of this. You only saw the outworking of it. And good that you were there, you de-escalated it. But just because you de-escalate doesn't mean that the situation is solved. Those three young men, they're gone now. You'll never see them. Your brother-in-law will never see them again. But that brother-in-law is still not delivered. And here's the thing, Mark, you're not delivered either. Because you are still operating in fear and still operating in violence. Because you still think that violence can solve things. Now, force can be useful in order to save people from danger, but you still think violence has a legitimate place, so you're still bound to the spirit of violence. And you're even upset and negative towards your brother-in-law for being so stupid. So you became violent emotion towards him. So you see what's going on here? There is a paranormal root that's obviously at work here, but people don't see it. And it doesn't matter if you can de-escalate one situation. De-escalating means that a situation is escalated. It doesn't mean that a solution has occurred. And that is what I want to inform you about. When it comes to violence and prevention of violence or combating violence, when it comes down to is that in the world you are being taught to cope with it. You either cope with it by running away or by fighting it, or by de-escalating it. And there's nothing wrong with de-escalating something. Just realize that in order to be free from violence, you need to go to the root. You need to cast out the spirit of violence. And ask yourself, if someone is so experienced in dealing with violence, but they don't even know that violence is a demonic spirit, that has a paranormal root, then can it not be that those same spirits of violence are using them to keep people bound to violence? Just something for you to think about. Beware who you listen to. That's all things. Be at peace.